Brooklyn smells like rain and hot pretzels when I leave the J train and cut through Myrtle. I'm 22, a choreography student with rent I can barely afford, and a name my mom chose because it tastes like light. Callista Royce. Cal, if we're sweating in a studio, I live inside counts of 8. The city is a metronome. Even the bodega cat drags its tail in 4/4. On Tuesdays, I teach a drop-in class at a community space studio. Scuffed mirrors, a wall-length radiator that hisses like a judge. I workshopped something special last night, an off-axis hip carry into a heel-toe thread, and a weightless back sweep that lands on the upbeat, not the down. It's a love letter to house, family treed through my teachers and their teachers, all the way back to church basements and block parties. I filmed it after class. Just me. One take. No makeup, no ring light. Sweat haloed my collarbones. Post it, my friend Mel said, packing her tote. It's sick, Cal. That float? Literally levitating. I'll post tomorrow, I told her. Wanna caption it right? Credit my references. Protect the groove. I went home, set the phone on my charging brick, fell asleep with my knee throbbing, and the subway rattling the window like a lullaby. By morning, Brooklyn had turned into a stage I didn't set. I wake up to 300 unread notifications. My heart skips. Is this it? The little break you tell yourself not to need? I open my app. There I am. And I'm not. The video has my sequence, the heel-toe thread, the back sweep landing on the upbeat, the same timing, the same orbit of arms. But the clip isn't mine. It's brighter, cut at 3 angles, color graded. The watermark says, at Jet Stride. World premiere, the caption reads. New shape in house form. Choreography by me. I feel it like a slap. Jet was in my class 2 nights ago. Gray beanie, talky energy, an orbit of friends who clap loud and leave early. I scroll. He's chopped my sequence into sound bites, slowed a section so his head snaps look sharper, layered graphics, a sponsor banner flickers at the end, some energy drink I can't afford. Views. 1.3 million, and climbing. I watch his mouth form a shh matrix on loop. My stomach turns. There's a DM from Mel. Babe, you seeing this? Another from my mom. Proud of you? But is that you? Love you. Another from a number I don't recognize. We'd love to talk licensing. Your stride sweep is blowing up. My hands go cold. My move has a name I didn't give it. I tap through his stories. He's on a rooftop, hoodie up, the skyline behind him like a screensaver. So honored to lead the community forward, he says, camera sliding across his cheekbones. And yeah, I'm calling it the stride sweep. Link in bio for the tutorial. First 50, get a discount. My jaw locks, tutorial, selling it. My choreography, monetized, with a promo code. Inside, a small voice whispers, I should have posted last night. Another voice says, he stole from you because he thought you'd stay quiet. I sit on the floor, laptop on my knees, and pull up the original file. The timestamp glows, recorded 10:42 p.m., Tuesday. I can see the radiator behind me, the second scuff on the mirror, the way the fluorescent light hiccups at count 5. It's proof. I post my clip. Caption, draft from last night. Rooted in house lineage taught to me by Maya Black at Dre 4 and the elders who built this. Credits matter. Don't rename what isn't yours. I don't tag Jet. I don't need to. Within minutes, the comments flood. Eat. Clean. Giving gravity. And then, wait, this is the stride sweep? Jet invented this, didn't he? Girl trying to ride the trend. Heat pricks my face. The algorithm doesn't care about truth. It cares about velocity. My phone buzzes with a call. Mel, answer. I whisper. And I do. Cal, you okay? No. I'm posting side-by-side receipts, she says, voice sharp. Timestamps, frame overlays. Don't feed it, I say, eyes burning. I don't want to be drama. You are the story, she says. They just told it without you. I hang up and pace the apartment, the floorboards complaining under every step. I feel robbed, not just of views, but of momentum, of authorship. of the invisible thread that leads from the elders to me. I keep thinking of Maya Black, my mentor, tapping my sternum after class and saying, "House is a house because of who built it. If you move with no credit, you're squatting." My phone buzzes again. This time it's a voice memo from a kid I taught once, shy voice shaking. "Miss Cal, I'm sorry. I bought the tutorial. I didn't know. I just wanted to be as good as you." I sit on the bed. I cover my eyes. I inhale, count to 8, exhale, and it still hurts. There's a post now from Jet, my video on the right, his on the left. He smiles into frame. "We're all inspired by each other. This is community, babe. If she came up with it, cool. But I elevated it. And the streets already named it. That's culture." The comments cheer. Someone tags a brand account. I feel like I'm drowning under a thing I built to breathe. The temptation to drag him, to write a thread that flays him in real time, crawls up my throat. But something else arrives at the edge of that feeling, an image of the studio, of bodies moving not because they're branded, but because they're called. I think of lineage. I think of receipts. I think of what a remix could be if it served the pattern, not the ego. I open my notes app. Title: Remix. Restore. Credit. License. It's a half sentence of a plan, but I see it an event. Live, not edited. Where the origin story is danced, not debated. Where the elders speak, where we map the step on bodies across time. Where a moment becomes not just mine but ours, with a legal backbone. I don't know law, but I know a friend who knows a friend at a small artists' rights nonprofit. I scroll for the number, breathing shallow. A DM pops up before I dial. At House of Beat, a historic club turned community hub. "Loved your class demo. We have an open mic night Friday. Want the floor? Show the process?" Friday, 2 days away. My throat tightens. If I do this, it can't be a call out. It has to be a call in, a chorus. And it has to be undeniable. I call the nonprofit friend. Voicemail. I leave something messy and fast, words tripping over each other. "It's Cal. Something happened. A collaborator took my choreography, renamed it, is selling tutorials. I want to respond with a live performance that credits lineage and launches a collective license to protect moves and choreography structures. Is that a thing? Can we do that?" I hang up and text Mel. Friday, House of Beat. We're doing a remix. She replies in all caps. Say, when. I spend the afternoon mapping steps on paper like constellations. I write names under each motif. Maya's shoulder pulse that taught me to breathe the beat. Dre's off-axis carries. Footwork I learned from a clip of a man who danced before I was born, tagged by no one, his smile a lighthouse in a VHS haze. I DM Maya. I DM Dre. I DM anyone who ever taught me. Asking if they'd stand beside me, speak their names, demo their variations live. People start to respond. Yes, absolutely. My knees are 40, but my heart is 20. I'll be there. My phone pings again. An email, subject line, inquiry. Partnership with Jet Stride, Stride Sweep Campaign. It's a brand rep. They're inviting me to collaborate with Jet on a new series. They'll offer a credit mention if I agree to the name. Credit mention, like a footnote on my own heartbeat. I type, delete, type, I stop. If I step into their frame, I get swallowed. Instead, I call my mom. She answers on the second ring, voice warm, a little worried. "Honey, he stole it," I say, my voice too calm. "He renamed it. He's selling it. People think I'm copying him." That must feel like someone broke into your room and rearranged the furniture and then said it was theirs. I laugh, but it's a small broken thing. "Yeah, you know what we do when people steal light?" she asks. "What?" "We make more of it." I write that down. Make more light. Evening is a metronome again. The city clicks toward Friday. I'm drafting a license clause I barely understand, about attribution and revenue share, when there's a knock at my door. 3 quick taps. Familiar. I open it to find Jet, beanie low, smile rehearsed. "Hey," he says, as if this is normal. "Can we talk?" I'm live in 5. Let's clear the air together. He lifts his phone like a weapon and angles it between us. The ring light glow from the hallway paints his cheekbones electric. My pulse thunders in my ears. If I say the wrong thing on his live, he edits me into a villain. If I close the door, I'm cold, and he owns the narrative. If I invite him in, he'll spin. I'm going to tell the truth Friday, I say, voice steady. In public. You're welcome to show up and listen. He grins, cocky. I already won Friday. How? He winks. House of Beat asked me to headline. Stride Sweep Workshop. Prime time. The hall light flickers. My mouth goes dry. He steps back. Smug. Already live. Chat flying on his screen. Surprise, fam, he says to the lens. Guess who I just ran into? I shut the door. Lean against it. My hands shake. For a second, the plan feels small. For a second, I'm late again. Then my phone buzzes with a text from an unknown number. Saw your post. I'm an entertainment lawyer who dances on Sundays. If you're launching a collective license, I can help. Free. For the culture. I stare at the screen. The city's metronome gets louder, my breath evens. Okay. I murmur to the empty room, to the elders, to the lineage. We build a stage. I pick up the phone to call back, and as I do, a new notification blooms at the top of my screen at House of Beat updated event. Stride Sweep Live, featuring Jet Stride. The slot I was promised is gone. I freeze. Then I smile, slow and dangerous. If they took the room, we'll take the street. I pull up a blank event flyer and type 3 words. Remix, public, outside. I hit send to Mel. Find me a generator, I say into the voicemail for the lawyer. We're moving the show. I don't sleep that night. Brooklyn hums outside my window sirens. Laughter, a bus brake squealing like a sax riff. Inside, I'm wide awake, heart sinking to a rhythm I haven't written yet. They took the studio. Fine. We'll build our own stage. I open my laptop, design a flyer with shaking hands. Black background, white text, clean and defiant. Remix, public, outside. A movement for creators' rights. Friday, 7 p.m., Marcy Plaza. At the bottom I add, no entry fee, no gatekeepers, just truth. Mel's already online. Her text pops up. Got a portable speaker, 3 tripods, and Dre says he's bringing a projector. We're doing this. I smile, exhausted and wired. It's happening. By noon the next day, the group chat explodes. Maya Black, the legend herself, replies to my DM. Saw what happened. I'm in. Been waiting for someone to do this right. I reread it 3 times. Her. In. It's like the ancestors nodded. Then, a message from the lawyer Samira Lee. Just got your voicemail. I'm an attorney with the Artists' Rights Collective. We've been developing a framework for shared licensing on choreography. You're not alone, Cal. My throat tightens. Not alone. 2 words that hit harder than any beat drop. We meet at a cafe on Fulton. Me, Mel, and Samira. She's mid-30s, braids pulled back, an iPad covered in stickers, fair pay or no play, dance is work, credit the roots. Samira listens as I explain everything. The stolen move, the video, the betrayal. She nods, taking notes between sips of her oat latte. When I finish, she leans forward. You're dealing with 2 fights, she says. Public perception and legal precedent. You can't copyright steps, but you can protect the creative arrangement, the choreography, as a work. So, like, the sequence of movements? I ask. Exactly. The structure, the narrative. What you built isn't just steps, it's authorship. You can register it, claim credit, and… She pauses, smiling. Use this mess to launch something new. A creator's license? Mel grins. Like Creative Commons, but for dance? Samira snaps her fingers. Exactly. A Dance Commons license. Attribution required. No renaming. Optional revenue share. My heart beats faster. The idea feels bigger than revenge now, like evolution. But then Mel pulls up her phone. You might want to see this. On the screen, Jet's newest post. He's in the House of Beat lobby, a crew behind him, wearing a branded hoodie with stride sweep in bold letters. Caption: Tomorrow, 7 p.m. Be there. The real story behind the move that's changing dance. The time's identical to ours. He's mirroring us. He's doubling down, I whisper. Samira sighs. That's fine. Let him. The truth dances louder. Thursday bleeds into Friday like a fever dream. We rehearse in the street, under the overpass, where the acoustics make every stomp sound holy. Dre sets up the projector against a concrete wall. Maya arrives in a trench coat and sneakers, energy like thunder wrapped in silk. She hugs me hard. You did right, kid. You called the ancestors. Did I? I ask. It feels like I just called chaos. She laughs. Same thing, some days. Mel films snippets, not the performance, just the process. The laughter, the arguing over tempo, the quick shoulder taps between runs. She captions one clip. They can't steal what we share in the open. It gets reposted faster than I can refresh. Number remix movement starts trending by sunset. Friday evening, the air is thick with anticipation. Marcy Plaza glows in golden light. We've got extension cords snaking to the corner cafe's outlet, a borrowed mic, a crowd forming dancers, students, neighborhood kids, even a few older folks who used to spin records in park jams. Mel's pacing. We're trending, Cal. Like, actually trending. I nod, too focused to feel it. Samira sets up a small table with flyers. Dance Commons license. Sign up to protect your work. Dre checks the projector alignment. Maya stretches, calm and regal. Then my phone vibrates a text from Jet. You're really doing this, huh? No emoji, just that. I type back. Always was. I slide the phone in my pocket, step onto the plaza tiles, and the world falls silent for a breath. Thank you all for coming, I say into the mic, voice echoing slightly. I didn't plan this week. It planned me. Laughter from the crowd. A few cheers. I continue. 2 days ago, something I created was taken, renamed, and sold. That hurt. But instead of fighting one person, I realized I could fight the system that made that theft possible. Murmurs ripple through the audience. I gesture to Maya. This what we're doing tonight is a remix. Not to erase anyone, but to restore everyone. Every dancer who was ever told, it's just a move. Every creator who watched someone else profit off their body's language. Applause. Samira films from the side, smiling. I nod at Dre. He hits play. The beat drops a house rhythm, pulsing through the plaza. Maya steps forward, starts with the original pattern, slow and grounded, explaining the lineage out loud as she moves. This came from Tasha in '92. She learned it from Ron. I added the offbeat. Her body tells the story. Then Dre slides in his variation, his flow. Then me. I hit the stride sweep exactly as I created it, landing on the upbeat, owning every breath of it. The crowd erupts. Mel's filming, tears in her eyes. For a moment, I forget the hate, the theft, the noise. It's just rhythm, roots, redemption. Then I see him. Across the plaza, just beyond the crowd jet. Hood up, camera out, recording. He's not dancing, not clapping, just watching. Tight-lipped. I meet his eyes mid-spin. He looks shaken, unsure. Good. I bow out of the formation, grab the mic. We're registering this choreography tonight under the Dance Commons license. No one owns a culture, but everyone deserves credit. The crowd cheers. Someone chants, "Credit the roots." It spreads, rhythmic, like call and response. Credit the roots, credit the roots. The plaza becomes a living pulse. Samira beams. It's happening, she whispers. Just as we wrap the first set, a low rumble cuts through the noise police sirens. A patrol car edges closer, lights flashing. A voice on the megaphone. This gathering is unauthorized. You need to disperse. The crowd groans. Maya steps forward, calm. Officer, this is a community event. But the mic squeals. Someone's pulling cables. The sound dies. Mel shouts, "The power! Generators out!" I turn, the cord's been unplugged. Not tripped, unplugged. And Jet's gone. The officer steps out, hands on belt. Ma'am, you organized this? I nod, heartbeat pounding. He frowns. You're going to need a permit next time. Wrap it up. The crowd starts scattering, muttering in frustration. Maya touches my shoulder. They can't stop the groove, baby. But my chest aches. He sabotaged it. He pulled the plug. Mel looks furious. Then we plug back in. Somewhere louder. I stare at the dark projector screen blank, but reflecting the streetlights like ghosts of what we just made. Then I smile. Slow. Because I realize something. The people filmed everything on their phones. The message is already alive online. The remix can't be unplugged. Still, one thing burns inside me. He showed up just to shut it down. If that's the game he wants, fine. But I'm not just reacting anymore. I'm planning. I glance at Samira. You said we can register choreography, right? She nods. Yes, I can file it tonight. Do it, I say. Because next week, we take this to the world. Not just Brooklyn. Everywhere. Mel grins. Eyes wild. Global Remix Tour? I shake my head. Global Reclaim Tour. We all laugh, but there's a storm under it. The sirens fade, the night cools, and my phone lights up again, a new tag notification. At Jetstride, crazy night, can't stop progress. The stride sweep lives on, he's already spinning the narrative. But this time, I'm ready. I turn to Maya. Next time, we do it with receipts. She smirks. You mean lawyers and live streams? No, I say. I mean both. The next morning, I wake up to chaos. My phone is vibrating nonstop texts, tags, mentions. The clip of our remix performance has gone viral overnight, not just on dance pages, but on news accounts, think pieces, even legal blogs. Headlines read, Brooklyn dancer stands up for creator rights. The movement behind the remix. And my favorite, credit the roots becomes rallying cry. I scroll through the flood of messages, heart racing. People are posting their own dance stories, moves stolen, names erased, creators forgotten. For a moment, I feel proud. Then I see it. Jet's new video. He's sitting in a minimalist studio, ring light perfect, expression humble in that rehearsed influencer way. I never meant to disrespect anyone, he says. But creativity is about inspiration. I didn't steal. I evolved the move. People keep calling it theft, but I'm just pushing the culture forward. He pauses, looking straight into the camera. And for the record, that outdoor stunt last night? Dangerous. No permits, no safety. Let's keep it professional, people. The comments section is split down the middle, half supporting him, half dragging him. And right in the middle, he's gaslighting the entire community. Mel calls before I can even breathe. You saw it? Yeah. He's playing the victim card, she snaps. Trying to paint you reckless. I expected that, I say, though my chest still burns. But he's scared. That's what this is. Mel exhales. What's next? I glance at my laptop. Samira sent me a document at 3 a.m. Dance Commons License. Draft 1. The header looks so official it gives me chills. Next, I say. We make this real. Not a protest. A platform. By afternoon, I'm sitting in Samira's tiny office above a print shop in Bed-Stuy. Papers cover every inch of her desk. This is a first draft, she says, handing me a pen. Read it carefully. I skim through. Creators retain authorship of their choreography. Anyone using, teaching, or monetizing the material must attribute the original creator and contributors. Unauthorized commercial use without attribution violates the Dance Commons license. It's simple, powerful, revolutionary. Samira, I whisper. This could change everything. She nods. It won't fix all of it, but it's a start. You can't copyright individual moves, but you can own the composition, the way you structure and present them. It's how music sampling got redefined in the 90 seconds. Mel leans over my shoulder. So, you're saying, like, Jet can't profit off Cal's choreography without giving credit? Exactly, Samira says. And if he tries, you've got a paper trail, proof, dates, registrations. I sign the document. My hand trembles a little. but the pen doesn't stop. Samira smiles. Congratulations, Callista. You just created the first open source dance license. I laugh partly from disbelief, partly from the rush of it. Guess we're building something bigger than revenge. 2 hours later, we're live. Mel's streaming from my phone. Hey everyone, it's Cal. The remix was just the beginning. Today, we're launching the Dance Commons license, a movement to protect creators' rights in choreography. Anyone can register their work, free, and demand credit where it's due. The chat explodes with hearts and fire emojis. People start tagging friends, dropping clips, asking how to join. Then, a flood of messages. Jetstride just went live too. Of course he did. I open his feed on mute. He's smiling, confident. Behind him, a studio banner. Stride Foundation, empowering creators worldwide. My stomach drops. He's co-opting the message. Again, Mel groans. You've got to be kidding me. Samira crosses her arms. Classic deflection. He's trying to dilute your brand by mirroring it. I stare at the screen. Not this time. I unmute. Jet saying, this is bigger than me or Cal. It's about the community. I'm working on my own platform to protect dancers. Same mission, no drama. Then he looks at the camera, smiling. Peace and progress, y'all. No hard feelings. The comments are full of people arguing. Some defending him, some calling him a fraud. I close the app before it poisons me. Mel touches my arm. You okay? I nod. Yeah, I just realized something. What? He's trying to control the story again. But he doesn't know this time. We already own it. That night, Dre uploads a mini documentary from the remix. Raw, unfiltered clips, the rehearsals, Maya talking about lineage, kids watching wide-eyed, the chants of Credit the Roots, echoing through the plaza. It hits 1 million views in 4 hours. People start tagging brands. If you're sponsoring dance content, make sure they follow the Dance Commons license. Maya calls me around midnight. Her voice is soft, proud. Baby, you turned pain into policy. That's alchemy. I laugh, lying back on my bed. It's not done yet. No, she says, but it's beginning. By morning, Samira texts me. You've got press requests. BuzzFeed, Dance Magazine, even a local news crew. I stare at the screen, stunned. Then another text from Mel. We should hold a press conference, make it official. I smile. Where? And that's when an idea hits sharp and poetic. At House of Beat, I say. Mel blinks. The same place that booked Jet? Exactly. We reclaim that stage. Saturday night, we walk into House of Beat. The manager looks nervous. Cal, Jet's already scheduled a workshop here next week. You sure this is a good idea? Perfect idea, I say. I'm not here to fight. I'm here to clarify. We set up a mic, backdrop, and Samira's laptop for live stream. The banner behind me reads, Dance Commons License Movement, not Moment. People pack the space. Reporters, dancers, even skeptics. I step to the mic. This isn't about tearing anyone down. It's about giving credit where it's due every time, to everyone. Our bodies are archives. Our steps are history, and history deserves names. Applause fills the room. I continue. From now on, any choreographer can register their work under the Dance Commons license. No paywalls, no politics, just protection. Samira flashes me a thumbs up from behind the camera. Then, mid-speech, the crowd parts. Jet walks in, cameras follow him like shadows. He's calm, calculated, smile practiced. Can we talk, Cal? He asks into his mic. Live. Right here. No edits. No cuts. I freeze for half a heartbeat. Everyone's watching. It's the confrontation I didn't plan for, but always knew was coming. I glance at Samira, then back at him. Sure, I say, steady. Let's talk. He steps closer, eyes glinting. Tell me, he says softly. Do you really think a piece of paper can protect creativity? You're dividing the community for clout. The room goes silent. I can feel 1,000 phone cameras pointed at us. I take a slow breath. Maybe, I say. But at least I'm not selling the pieces of a stolen heartbeat. Gasps ripple through the crowd. Jet's smile falters. Before he can reply, Mel switches the projector on. The wall behind us lights up split screen. My original video on the left, his stride sweep edit on the right. Perfectly synced, step for step, frame for frame. The room erupts. Some shout, some record. Jet steps back, pale under the lights. Looks pretty identical to me, Maya says from the front row. He tries to speak, but the noise swallows him. I raise my hand. Let's not boo, let's educate. The room quiets. This isn't about revenge, I say. It's about restoration. This, I point to the screen, is proof that creators deserve control over their stories. Then I nod to Samira. She steps forward and holds up the document. The Dance Commons license is live, it's open, and it's already been signed by hundreds of dancers worldwide. Flashbulbs explode. The internet is watching in real time. And Jet? He lowers his mic, turns, and walks out. I exhale, shaking, relieved, victorious. The crowd cheers, chanting my name, but I barely hear it. Because deep down, I know this isn't over. He's wounded, and a wounded ego always strikes back. Still, as I step off the stage, Maya hugs me tight and whispers, "You took your story back, baby. Just make sure you keep it." I nod, because she's right. And somewhere in that crowd, I see a man in a black hoodie filming me from the corner, his phone aimed steady, no expression on his face. For a second, I swear it's Jet again. But when I look twice, he's gone. The camera light still blinks red. The day after the confrontation, the internet is a battlefield. Clips from the live stream at House of Beat are everywhere. TikToks, reaction videos, breakdown threads. Half the world calls me a hero. The other half says I'm an attention seeker. My name trends for 36 hours straight. Number Dance Commons, number Credit the Roots, and number Stride Sweep Scandal all climb the charts. And in the middle of it all, silence from Jet. No posts, no responses, which is somehow worse than noise. Mel paces my apartment, reading comments out loud. Look at this one, Cal exposed a culture thief. And then this, she's ruining the community for clout. I sigh. The algorithm doesn't care who's right, just who bleeds more. Samira calls mid-chaos. Cal, she says, you're officially viral. Which means it's time to think long-term. If we want the Dance Commons license to last, we need structure, a board, an advisory team, partners. Like an actual organization? I ask. Exactly. Something that can't be co-opted. I rub my temples. I didn't sign up to start a company. I just wanted justice. She chuckles softly. Movements don't ask for permission, sweetheart. They ask for stamina. By that evening, the first cracks start showing. A new account appears on Instagram. At Dance Commons Official, same logo, same slogan. But it's not ours. Their first post reads, "Join the real Dance Commons founded by at Jetstride, for creators who believe in evolution, not restriction." I feel my stomach drop. He's cloning the movement again. Mel gasps when she sees it. He stole your reform? That's next level psychotic. He's trying to confuse people, I say quietly. Split the narrative, make it look like we're the extremists. Samira's text pings in. Don't react publicly yet, we'll handle it legally. But the comments section is already a mess. Which one's the real Dance Commons? Didn't Jet create that with Cal? Y'all fighting over clout again. My pulse spikes. I shut the app before the words sink too deep. 2 days later, a letter arrives. Not an email, not a DM, an actual printed letter, slipped under my studio door. Thick paper. No return address. Inside, one sentence in neat, slanted handwriting. You started a war you can't dance your way out of. Mel finds me sitting on the floor, the paper in my hands. Is that from him? I shrug, but my fingers are trembling. Who else? She takes a photo for proof. We're telling Samira. And maybe the cops. But I shake my head. If I make it public, I look paranoid. That's exactly what he wants. She frowns. You're not paranoid, Cal. You're targeted. That night, I can't stop thinking about the man I saw at the event, the one in the black hoodie filming me from the corner. I keep replaying the footage in my mind. The way he stood perfectly still, how his phone didn't move even when the crowd did. Maybe it wasn't Jet. Maybe it was someone working for him. Or maybe it was someone else entirely. Brooklyn's rhythm feels offbeat now. Even the subway hum sounds tense. 3 days later, Samira calls again, voice tight. Cal, we have a problem. The fake Dance Commons account filed an LLC registration before we did. What? I sit up straight. They listed Jet as the founder. Technically, he now owns the business name in New York. Mel curses in the background. I can't even speak. Samira continues. It doesn't affect your license, you still have authorship of the legal framework. But public perception? That's another story. I whisper. He's erasing me again. No, she says firmly. He's trying. But this time, you have allies. We can prove who created it first. I nod slowly, though the weight in my chest feels heavier than victory. That night, I go live for the first time since House of Beat. The ring light hums. My reflection looks tired, not defeated, just changed. Hey, I say, voice calm. A lot's been said this week. I won't drag anyone. But here's the truth. The Dance Commons license belongs to every dancer who ever had their work stolen, credited, or erased. It's not mine. It's ours. Don't get distracted by fakes or noise. Stay grounded in purpose. Comments flood in. We stand with you, Cal. Protect the roots. They can't clone authenticity. And then, one comment that freezes me mid-sentence. At the real jet stride. You sure about that? The chat explodes. He's watching. He's taunting. I end the stream. My hands shake. Mel's already on her phone. He's posting again. We open his story, a slow-motion clip of him performing my choreography in a dim studio, surrounded by dancers wearing shirts with his logo. Dance Commons Collective. Caption: You can't own rhythm. The views are skyrocketing. By morning, I'm back at Samira's office. She's already drafting a cease and desist. We can stop him from using the name, but it'll take time, she says. Meanwhile, we need to hit harder where he can't fight back community. I lean forward. How? Testimonies, she says. Every dancer he's exploited, every move he's claimed. If we compile them, that's your counterweight. Maya joins the call from her car, face steady and warm. Baby, the streets talk. Give them a mic. So we do. We launch number My Move My Story, inviting dancers to post their own stolen choreography stories. Within hours, the tag floods TikTok. Street dancers, cheer coaches, kids from dance schools, all sharing their strides. It's heartbreaking and powerful. By nightfall, even brands start pulling partnerships from Jet's page. Mel scrolls through the feed, laughing through tears. We didn't even have to drag him. The truth dragged itself. I smile faintly. Good. But keep your guard up. He's quiet again. And that's when he's most dangerous. Later that week, I get a DM from an anonymous account. He's planning something for the showcase next month. Be ready. No context. No signature. Just that. The showcase. The Brooklyn Pulse Festival. Biggest dance event of the year. Broadcast live. Mel reads the message and looks at me. You think he'd really try something there? Of course, I say. He wants spectacle. And that's the biggest one. I stare out the window, the city lights flickering like camera flashes. If he's bringing a storm, I'll meet him on stage with the whole world watching. Because now, this isn't about reclaiming one move. It's about rewriting the rules. A month passes, but it doesn't feel like one. Every day is an interview, a message, a headline. Every night, a rehearsal. The Brooklyn Pulse Festival is looming the biggest stage in the city, streamed worldwide. The festival committee reached out, offering me a featured slot after the remix went viral. But now, I'm not sure if it's an opportunity or a trap. Because Jet's performing too, and the rumor mill says he's planning something game-changing. The first rehearsal at the Pulse venue is electric, huge LED screens, drone cameras, a stage wide enough to make you feel small. Mel films while I walk the floor, counting beats under my breath. I'm debuting a piece called Lineage. It's a dance documentary hybrid 6 dancers, projections of our elders behind us, each sequence annotated with the name of who inspired it. It's everything I ever wanted to say about credit, legacy, and belonging. Still, I can't shake the tension in my chest. Every time I close my eyes, I see Jet smirk, the way he said, "You can't own rhythm." Backstage, I find Samira on a call with the festival director. "Yes, we're aware Jet's performing," she says coolly. "No, we're not requesting he be removed. We just expect fairness in presentation." She hangs up, sighs. "He's been lobbying to close your set with his piece." I blink. "Close the show? That's usually reserved for the headliner." "Exactly," she says. "He's trying to claim the finale the last word." Mel mutters, "Of course he is. He loves a fake redemption arc." Samira smirks. "We'll let him have his slot. The real finale isn't about timing, it's about truth." Later, as we pack up, a man in a hoodie leans against the back door, same one I saw at House of Beat. "Phone out. Filming." I step toward him. "Who are you?" He doesn't answer, just lowers the phone slowly and slips away into the crowd. Mel jogs up beside me. "You saw him too?" "Yeah," I say. "I think he's been following us." She exhales. "You sure it's not paranoia?" "Maybe," I say, "but maybe not." 2 nights before the festival, Jet drops a teaser, a cinematic trailer. Fog, lights, dancers moving in sync to distorted beats. Caption: Introducing the Origin Project, inspired by the global conversation. The truth about where dance really comes from. See it first at number Brooklyn Pulse. He's turning the movement into his content. Mel curses under her breath. He's not even subtle. He's calling it the Origin Project. Samira scrolls through the comments. And he's crediting the community again, without naming names. He's sanitizing what we built. I feel something inside me tighten, not anger this time. Resolve. He wants to rewrite history, I say quietly. Then we'll dance the truth so loud it drowns him out. The night before the festival, I can't sleep. Brooklyn's skyline flickers like a metronome through my blinds. My mom calls just before midnight. "You ready, baby?" "I think so," I whisper. "Don't think," she says softly. "Remember, every step you take belongs to every woman who ever danced before you. You're not performing, you're testifying." That hits deep. I close my eyes, feeling the weight and warmth of it. Festival day. The energy backstage is chaotic makeup, lights, chaos in every direction. Mel checks the livestream stats. 500,000 viewers and counting. "You're trending again, Cal." I nod, tying my shoes tighter. "Good, let them see." When I step out, the stage feels endless, blinding white light, 1,000 phones recording. The opening beat hits. Maya's voice, sampled in the background. "We don't move for applause. We move for memory." We dance. The choreography unfolds like a timeline, each section labeled with projected names. Maya Black, 1998. Dre 4, 2005. Callista Royce, 2025. The crowd claps in rhythm, shouting names like prayers. I hit the last sequence, the original stride sweep. But this time, I end on one knee, palm flat against the stage, as the screen behind me flashes. Created, not claimed. The audience erupts. I'm shaking, crying, grinning all at once. It's the proudest moment of my life. Backstage, Mel hugs me hard. "You killed it. That was history, Cal." I'm about to respond when an assistant rushes in. "Jet's next. You'll want to see this." We follow her to the monitor room. The lights go dark. Fog rolls across the stage. Jet appears. Center spotlight. The screen behind him reads, "The Origin Project, written and directed by Jet Stride." I clench my fists. The first half looks like a tribute clips of old footage, vintage house moves, dancers of every background. But then, the narrative shifts. He starts talking, voice smooth, controlled. "Inspiration flows through all of us," he says. "Some people claim ownership of rhythm, but rhythm was never theirs to own." And then, the screen shows me, my face, my choreography, clipped from old videos, overlaid with text, reinterpreted by Jet Stride. The audience gasps. Mel whispers. He did. He's reframed my movement as his inspiration. The finale builds into a remix of my remix performance, edited, stylized, manipulated. He's rewritten the story to make himself the savior of the controversy. And the crowd applauds. I feel something inside me snap. He wants control, I say through clenched teeth. Let's give him the truth instead. Mel's eyes widen. What are you thinking? An interruption, I say. Live. We rush to the side stage. Samira catches us halfway. Cal, don't do anything rash. The sections by the save. Nade hand. The san houd had restriction space. But it's too late. I grab a wireless mic from a sound tech and walk straight onto the stage mid-performance. The crowd gasps. Jet freezes, eyes wide. I raise the mic. This story isn't yours to tell. He tries to speak, but I step closer, voice cutting through the music. You didn't reinterpret it, Jet. You rewrote it. You stole from the people who built the house you're standing in. And now, in front of everyone, I'm reclaiming it. The LED wall flickers. Mel's hacked the feed, replacing his visuals with our remix footage. The original. The proof. The audience roars. I look at Jet. You said rhythm can't be owned? Maybe not. But honesty can be. And you lost that a long time ago. He steps back, jaw tight. The lights dim. Security starts moving toward the stage. But the crowd chants before they can touch us. Credit the roots, credit the roots. Thousands of voices echo through the arena. Even the live stream chat floods with it. For a second, Jet looks small, swallowed by the truth he tried to bury. I drop the mic and walk off stage, shaking. Back in the dressing room, Samira hugs me, half laughing, half panicked. You just made broadcast history and possibly violated 10 festival rules. Mel grins. And broke the internet. Mel grins. And broke the internet. Mel grins. Mel grins. My phone is already lighting up. Number, Credit the Roots, is trending again global this time. Clips of the confrontation are spreading like wildfire. And somewhere deep down, I know Jet isn't done. But neither am I. Because this stopped being about revenge a long time ago. Now it's about reclaiming power and protecting everyone who comes next. The festival aftermath hits like a tidal wave. By morning, my face is everywhere: news outlets, podcasts, even late-night TV. Clips of me interrupting Jet's performance play on loop, headlines spinning the story both ways. Callista Royce silences, cultural theft. Viral dancer hijacks live show. House queen or hashtag rebel. Half the internet calls me brave. The other half calls me unprofessional. But for the first time in months, I don't care which side they choose. Because the truth is out. Mel sits across from me in the studio, scrolling through comments. Number, Credit the Roots just hit 50 million views. People in Brazil, Japan, South Africa, they're all tagging their influences, giving credit. It's spreading. That's the goal, I say, half smiling. Movement, not moment. Then she pauses. But you should see this. On her screen, Jet's apology video. He sits in a minimal white studio, head down, soft piano in the background. I let ego get in the way of collaboration, he says solemnly. I never meant to hurt anyone, especially Callista. We all make mistakes. I hope she and the community can forgive me. Mel scoffs. That's not an apology, that's a PR detox. But I keep watching. He goes on. The Dance Commons name was a misunderstanding. I'm transferring the rights back to Cal's team and stepping away from management. I'll be focusing on rebuilding trust. My eyebrows lift. Wait, he's giving up the trademark? Samira confirms it a few minutes later in a text. He signed the release. You officially own Dance Commons again. I sit down, stunned. The war that defined my year is ending, not with a bang, but a surrender. Mel grins. You did it. You actually won. But the word won doesn't feel right. Not after everything. Because even as I read the comments, praise, backlash, noise, I realized that this fight was never about one man or one move. It was about a system that made theft look like ambition. Over the next few weeks, something amazing happens. Dancers start uploading under the Dance Commons license 100, then 1,000. Schools reach out to integrate it into their curriculums. A foundation offers funding for workshops on creative credit. The idea we built in a panic has become a network. Maya calls one night, voice glowing with pride. See, baby? You made law dance. I laugh softly. We all did, but deep down, I still feel the ache of everything that led here. The betrayal, the nights rehearsing under streetlights, the moment Jet turned my joy into a headline. Maybe justice doesn't erase scars. Maybe it just teaches you how to move with them. 3 weeks after the festival, I get a message from Jet. No flair, no hashtags. Just, thank you for forcing me to face myself. If you ever want to collaborate genuinely, this time I'm open. I stare at it for a long moment before replying. Healing isn't a collab, but growth is. Do the work. I hit send and feel something inside me finally unclench. Because the revenge I wanted in the beginning, humiliation, exposure, dominance feels small now. What I found instead is bigger. Power through transparency. Strength through community. That week, I'm invited to give a TED-style talk. I walk onto a small red circle under a soft spotlight, microphone in hand, the Dance Commons logo glowing behind me. I started this because someone stole my choreography, I say. But what I learned is that protecting creativity isn't about locking it up. It's about making sure the doors stay open and the names stay on the walls. Applause. I smile. I wanted revenge, but what I got was a revolution. A year later, Brooklyn hums the same rhythm, but everything feels different. The Dance Commons Collective now has chapters in 6 cities. Workshops run every weekend. Creators share royalties, stories, and lineage like sacred maps. I still teach at the same studio, same scuffed mirrors, same radiator hiss. But now, when I look in the reflection, I see more than myself. I see every dancer who refused to be erased. Mel films me before class. So, how does it feel to be an icon? I laugh. Icons get museums. I just got receipts. She smirks. Still humble. Love it. I stretch, glancing around the room. The students warming up are younger, some barely teens, but they already tag their inspirations before posting a single clip. The culture shifted. Not overnight, not perfectly, but permanently. After class, I walk through Marcy Plaza, the same place where we held the first remix. Now there's a mural on the wall, bold colors, dancers, frozen mid-motion. The words, "Credit the Roots," painted across it. Someone added a small plaque below, dedicated to Callista, Royce, and the Dance Commons Collective. For every creator who turned theft into movement, I stand there, tears stinging my eyes, when a little girl in a hoodie stops beside me. Hey, she says shyly. You're Cal, right? I used your license on my TikTok dance. My teacher said that's how we honor our teachers. My throat tightens. That's exactly right. She smiles and runs off to join her friends, twirling to the beat of a speaker down the block. Later that night, I meet Maya and Samira for dinner. Maya raises a glass. To light that can't be stolen. We clink glasses. Samira grins. To the lawyer who learned to dance. I laugh. To the dancer who learned to fight. Maya nods. Same thing, really. We sit in that small Brooklyn restaurant, the world moving outside, horns, laughter, rhythm, and I think about how it all started. One stolen video, one broken trust, one girl too young to know her own power. I think about how that pain turned into proof, and that proof turned into change. Before heading home, I take one last walk through the city. Rain begins to fall, soft and steady, drumming against the pavement like a slow clap. I stop under a streetlight and let it wash over me. For a second, I close my eyes and whisper, "Make more light." Then I start to move small, simple steps. Nothing fancy, just rhythm meeting rain. Because the dance was never about the views, or the fame, or even the revenge. It was about legacy. And legacy, I've learned, is a choreography you never stop revising. I open my eyes, smiling through the rain. Let's go, I whisper to the city. Your turn.